everyone. This video is about this nice lotus-like flower. That's absolutely simple, takes just minutes of time to make, no curling of petals involved, and I'll show you how to make it. We will need a base for this size of flower, which is almost 50 centimeters big. We will need a base which is cut from just A4 or letter size paper, so as big as we can. In my case, this is 8.5 inches paper, so my center is 8 and something inches wide. And I will need petals. Have a template in size. I will use size 1 and size 3. You may go your own way, but I love this one. And I will make flower with 4 layers of petals, and for layer number 1 I use 8 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the second layer I use 8 petals again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For third layer I use again 8 petals. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And you can't believe it. For layer number 4 I use again 8 petals, but they are in a smaller size. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All good. So I start with petals for the first layer, and I cut them by the middle line using my scissors. By the way, I do not cut this shape of petals. I'm using my electronic cutter. All is hand cut. So the depth of the cut for the first layer is 4 inches. Layers of the second, petals of the second layer, and I cut them by 3.5 inches. Layer number 3, I cut 3 inches, well, you can say 1/4. And the last tiny ones, I would go that deep, and it is 2.5. So what do we do? I shape petals. I use, for that size of flower, I use at least 140 GSM paper. However, I would recommend to go with at least 160 GSM papers. You can go even higher until 200 GSM or 210, whatever you have available in your art and craft shops. Because in that size, especially when you want this flower to stay on the wall for a pretty long time, this may fade. So the petals, especially the big size petals, they will fall down a bit, so the flower won't look nice in a while. So use a little bit thicker cardstock. So for the first layer of petals, I overlap just a teeny tiny bit, and it is 1.5 inch, not 1.5, half of an inch. So I shape this way all of my petals and just glue them by overlapping 2 sides by just 1/2 inch. You see, that's absolutely gorgeous shape of the petal, because I do not need to curl it. So I save my time and it is, anyway, it is pretty different look to our regular flowers, which we normally do at Sydney Paper Flowers and at Paper Pro tutorials. But sometimes you need to make different kind of projects. So, second layer, and we overlap by 1 inch. So if you use a cardstock thicker than 140 GSM, you won't be able to cut the stack of 8 petals of one layer all at once. So just divide it in halves, go this way, but just to be sure that you have really similar depth of the cut, in the middle cut, just measure this with your ruler and put a tiny, almost not visible pencil mark. Layer number 3, and I overlap even more, and in this case it is 1.5 inches. So we do with all other petals. This is series of our simple shape petal flowers. You can find different type of flowers with that short and simple videos, so it will be helpful for you, I hope, when you see how to make it. You won't need that many details as we give in videos with our freestanding flowers, for example. So that's why 15 minutes is really enough to show you in details. Small petals of size 3 for layer number 4 is 1.5 inches again. 1.5 inches. So when you do this 1.5 inches, how to be sure that it is? If you use our petal size number 3, you will see almost that angle at the bottom of your petal, and this corner doesn't touch the side. So if you're wondering how do I do this pretty quick, how can I be sure that this is 1.5 inches overlapping? Just this way. So we go with assembling our flower. I always put my details when I sell flowers, so customer, don't forget me. This is my these are my contact details and my website or phone number. And I always add a tiny loop at the back, so your customers can hang flowers like a regular picture frame, using just nails or any removable hooks, whatever they want, or pins. So we place 8 petals on one circle base. So we put one top, one bottom, side, diagonal, and diagonal. So we go this way. That's the easiest placement of petals. I love it. That's easy for fast projects. This way. You do not need to mark where you will place your petals, because that's really easy to catch, or just divide the circle by even parts. That's really not a big deal. This is our first layer, absolutely even spread of petals. And we go with the second layer of petals, doing absolutely the same job. So now we just place each petal in between of two petals of the previous layer, and we start with the first one with the tiny dot of glue only on one side, and you will see later why. And now we just go this way, and you can see that I just stepped out from the first layer by about 1 inch. So 1 inch, and give us already pretty nice soft look of this lotus flower. This way. So we finished. You see what I did? I did not put my last petal right on top of the previous one. That's the reason why I did not apply any glue onto the second side, so I could hide my last layer my last petal of the layer behind or underneath the petal which I start with, and now I cover it on top. So if you go through all the petals, you can see on top, on top, on top, 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 and you can just continuously counting this. Each petal is on top of the previous one, so they are nice and even. One more layer with again 8 petals placement. Do absolutely the same job. Absolutely the same job, but now you will see that petals overlap each other just a little bit more because they are closer to each other. And I step from the previous layer again by about 1 inch, and I hide again. Oopsie. So no, that's a mistake actually. My bad. So 7 petals here, and I forgot one more. My counting is really not good. So number 8. And I hide it and glue the previous one. And now we go with the tiny ones. Absolutely the same idea, but now I do not step out from the previous layer. I go by the edge of the bottom's petals of the previous layer, and I do all the same job again. Some people just arguing why are you using only one size of petals, or sometimes just only 2. Because I'll show you why now. You see, I use one size petal for layer 1, 2, and 3. So all three layers, they're pretty high. They're going high and high by the center of the flower, and only here with the layer number 4 I just drop them down. And when you use smaller and smaller and smaller size of petals for each layer, you will get absolutely flat and even kind of down looking flower. I do not like this shape, so that's why I make this flower. So you can use absolutely simple center, flower center, using just carded stripes. You see, here we go. Alternatively, you can use my favorite shape of the flower centers, which I use a lot at Sydney Paper Flowers, this one. You can learn how to make this using our tutorial for paper flower centers. You can find it in our shop. Love it. It's a good one. Or you can use the spider center. You do not need a template, you do not need a tutorial how to make it, but you may need a template if you have no yet. So this one, and I love it so much, love it. You see, it's just gorgeous. We have this template available from our shop. We call it fat spider center, with absolutely evenly spreaded stamens, and they all are in one length. And this one I cut from again from 1A4 size paper, so it is the length from stamen to stamen, it is 8.5 inches. So for this size of flower, that's absolutely right size of the center. You can add another one, second one, which you just scale a little bit to make it smaller. So now it is with a different look. So enjoy your new lotus flower and show us your flowers. Send us your photos and tag us on Instagram, Paper Pro Tutorials. Bye!